everybody, welcome. I'm Zoya, welcome. So basically in this reading for July 20th to July 26th of 2025. This is just a tarot card reading about what's going on through this whole entire situation, because this is the way it goes. I'm going to clarify what's happening in the way how it is, and this is how it seems to be in the way how it goes. So we have to believe, we have to read between the lines of what's happening in that way. We have to negotiate of how it seems to be in that way, because everything has to be all me entirely. This is like the always in the agree part, but then you have to understand about the way how it is. You have to accept on how it seems to be in that way, and thinking, well, this is like an opportunity. All right, but this is the way it goes, right? So you have to try to be who you are, to try to have your own intuition, your own gut feelings, your own possibilities, and your own emotions to understand what's going on, right? This is the way it seems to be. This is like how it is, right? You have to understand about how it goes, right? So if you believe that you have to stay positive as much as you can, you have to go for it. That's how it is. So this oracle card, it says, pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. That's how it goes, right? So when you have pride, you have the way how it goes, right? If you go to pride events, if you go to whatever you decide to, you believe that you got this, right? You have to be who you are and saying, all right, this seems to be, I know what to do, but then it's like, how would you do it, right? So this is almost like a life sentence, but you believe that when you have pride, you expect it from everybody, whether it might be your friends, your family, your relatives, your uncles, your aunties, your grandfathers, your grandmas, whatever it is, right? You have to understand, whatever it is, you believe, how it is. You have a choice, and when you have a choice, you have a choice because you believe that everything seems to be all good, and then you have to say, all right, well, this seems to be, all right, this is the way it seems to be, right? So when you have to do that, that's how it goes in that way. You have to know exactly what it is, but then you have to go for it as it seems to be, right? So you know what it is. So this is going to be a different reading that I'm going to impose of this situation. We're going to go from who's on the left, who's in on right, and who's going to be in the middle. So we're going to figure out what's happening in this dialogue of how it goes, and we have to think, all right, this seems to be, all right, this is how it is, okay? So here we go. So basically, in this wonderful opportunity, basically we have on the left side, we have the Chariot. It does represent progress here, because when you have progress, you have to progress about how your day is. You have progress, what's going on, because you're making progress, right? You have to know, all right, well, this seems to be, all right, I know what to do, but then you understand what it seems to be. You have to emphasize of how you're feeling in that way. It's like, all right, I know what to do, all right, this seems to be. But then you have to understand that there are things they must learn first in order to do that. That's the way how it goes in that way, right? So this is how it's going to be in that way, and you know what to do, right? It's just the way it goes. So you have to know exactly what it takes, and you know what it seems to be, right? So you have to know about your experiences, the way how you're going to negotiate or gradually or whatever it is, because you know what it is. So when you have progress, you pay attention on how it is, right? Now, on the right side, you have the Six of Pentacles. It does represent Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Yes, it does. But it represents kindness, right? So it's like you're having kindness, you're being kind, you're being genuine, you're being self-respect, you're being who you are. And, the way how this is like you're going to be knowing what to do, and you have to know how it is, right? You have to figure out what's going on in that way, and thinking, all right, well, I know what to do, all right, I got this, but then how it seems to be, right? That's just the way it kind of goes. So it's like how you're going to do it in that way, in that principle of knowing what to do in that way of how it feels, how it's going to be in that way, right? So this is the way it kind of goes. So let's see what's happening. So I'm going to go from the left side, and let's clarify. So Three of Pentacles is upright, four of the Ten of Swords is upright, four of the Moon is upright, yeah. So basically, the Three of Pentacles represents excitement, like, you're being excited for something, that's how it goes. The Ten of Swords does represent conclusions, right? So that's how it goes. It's like, why you're having conclusions. Why that you need to be doing that, right? So if you're dealing with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you might be dealing with it. You might be dealing with another Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. You know, that's how it goes, right? It's like, why are you doing it? Because this seems to be, it's like, why? Because you face your own opportunity from knowing what to do in that way, because you need to have your own standpoint of how it is, right? Have your own stamina, you have your own emotions, have your own feelings about knowing what to do. That's how it goes. So let's clarify this moon energy here. The Fool is upright because there's change, and the Sun card does represent Leo as a fire sign, but it does represent positivity because you want to stay positive. It's like, alright, I know what to do, but then this is how it seems to be. You're trying to get what you want, or you need to satisfy what you're doing, because that's how it goes. It's like, alright, I know what to do, but then how I'm going to face it, how I'm going to be casual about it, I don't know. But then you have to understand about what's going on in that way, right? So you know what it is. So there's 6 Pentacles here. Let me clarify this. The Empress is reversed, so there's no nourishment. The 5 of Swords is alright, there's conflict. And the Ace of Pentacles is alright, there's prosperity. Yeah, because you're looking for money, right? When you're looking for money, you know what it is, because money has to be involved with everything, right? So, you know, money involves your bank account, money involves going grocery shopping, you name it, right? It's the way how it goes. And when you have conflict with money, it doesn't work out. You know, it doesn't, because it's like, why are you having this? Why are you having these problems? Because that's how it goes, right? So you could be dealing with another Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You can be dealing with another Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Like you know, the way how this is, you have to know how it is, right? You have your own way. You have your own status. You have your own experiences about what's going on, and this is how it is. It's like, this is how intense. When it's intense, you know what it seems to be, but then you know what to do, right? This is how it goes. So let me clarify who's in the middle of this situation here. The King of Swords is alright. Yeah, it does represent knowledge here. It does represent another air signs, as in Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, in that way. Because the way how this is, you have to know what to do. You have your own way about knowing, and when you do it, it's like, okay, everything has to be all casual. You know, everything has to be all neat and tidy, whatever it is. But then how you're going to do it. How you're going to emphasize or do your own enthusiasm, whatever it is. And you're not trying to be, sarcastic or whatever it is. It's like, no. You have to know exactly how it is in that way. You have to problem solve, or you have to do exactly what it is. You're trying to not bite the bullet. You're not trying to face what you're doing. But if you have knowledge, you pay attention to it. That's how it seems to be in that way, right? So let me clarify. Let me go from the middle to the right, middle to left. So Knight of Reverse, there's no romance here. Knight Wands is over, there's immaturity. Page Wands is over, there's invention. The World Reverse, there's incompletion. The Hierophant Reverse, there's no guidance. 5 Wands is over, there's chaos. Yeah, so when you have chaos, it's the way how it goes. But when you have immaturity, it's like you're being immature. It's like, why I'm doing immature? Why I'm feeling like this? Because you're trying to not immature enough. I don't know. But you know what I mean, right? You're trying to do exactly what it is, and this is how it seems to be. You're trying to know what's going on in this way. You're trying to reveal of how you're feeling in that way. It's like, why are you doing it? Why you're going through all these emotions, or how you're feeling? Because this is how it is. It's like how you're going to emphasize of how you're feeling and get what you want. You know, that's how it seems to be. So it's in the middle towards the left side, please. 3 Swords here. There's no heartbreak. 2 Cups Star, there's relationships. 3 Cups Reverse, there's no excitement or celebration. 2 Queen Cups Reverse, there's no empathy. The Star Reverse, there's no inspiration. The 10 of Cups Star, there's completion. Yeah, everything is completed, you know. So it's like, why are you doing it? Why you're trying to emphasize of how you're feeling in that way, right? You're trying to figure out who's who in this situation, but you're trying to, you know, casual of how it seems to be. You're trying to gradual of how everything is, and this is how it is. This is not the nitty-gritty situation. It's not, because you're trying to know what it is. You're trying to figure out what's going on in that way. What's in the middle of this situation? The Four of Wands is upright, yeah. So it does represent where you're going to a wedding, or it could be where you're going to a celebration, whatever it is, because you're trying to celebrate. When you have your expectations to have a celebration, you pay attention to it. It's like you're going to figure out, what's going on in this way. You're trying to have dialogue. You're trying to have expression, or you have your self-reflection, whatever it is. You're trying to pay attention to it, right? That's why it seems to be. It's like why you're going to do it, why you're going to have it, why you're going to emphasize how are you feeling, because that's how it is. It's like why, because you're trying to figure out, who, what, where, when, why, and sometimes how in that situation. You're trying to, go with the flow. That's how it seems to be. So let's see what's going on from the middle to the right, middle to left. So the Tower is upright, there's transformation. Three Pentacles reverse, there's no celebration. Four Pentacles upright, you're looking for prosperity. Devil is upright, there's obsessions. The Sun card is upright, there's positivity. So when the other Devil is upright, there's obsessions, there's addictions, there's lots of things are going on. You can be dealing with another Capricorn as another earth sign. The Sun card does represent positivity because you're staying positive. You can be dealing with another Leo as another fire sign. But the way how this is, you're trying to know what it takes. You're trying to figure out, this is the way how it goes in that way. You're trying to be who you are. You're trying to be satisfied. You're trying to be who you are. And you have to pay attention to it, right? So if you're being certified or you're trying to know what it is, you know how it seems to be in that way. It's like, okay, I know what to do. Alright, I have to go with the flow. This is how it seems to be. Let's read the middle and the left side, please. Dwarf reverse, there's incompletion. The Eight Pentacles reverse, there's no perfection. Ace of Cups reverse, there's no love. Judgment is upright, you're going to take action. The Hierophant is upright, there's guidance. The Nine of Swords reverse, there's no trauma. But the Five of Wands is upright, there's chaos. Yeah, because that's how it goes. When you get chaos, you have chaos on the right side, chaos on the left side, And when things are not going as planned, it's like, why are you doing it? Why? Because you're trying to figure out what's happening. If there was something that was incompletion, there's something that was incompleted. It's like, why? Because you're trying to test your own theory, This is not a conspiracy theory. This is not the way how it goes. But why are you doing it? Why? Are you testing yourself? I don't know. But you know what I mean, right? So, you can be dealing with another Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You can deal with another Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. You're dealing with another Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. That's how it is in that way. What's in the middle of this situation? Five of Swords reverse, there's no conflict. Five of Cups reverse, there's no grace. The Strength card reverse, you're being scared, and the Justice card, you're telling the truth. Yeah, because that's how it goes, right? So when you have all these experiences, you're trying to know what it is. You're trying to exactly what it takes, because that's how it goes in that way. So let me clarify who's on the left side. The Sun card is upright, there's positivity. Alright, so you're staying positive, that's how it goes. What's in the middle? The Hierophant reverse, there's no guidance. What's on the right side? The Temperance is upright, there's healing. So the way how this is, you're trying to figure out why, you're trying to figure out to stay positive, or you're trying to do exactly how it is. So what's happening with the Sun card on the left side? Death card reverse, there's no endings. Temperance is upright, there's healing. Okay, what's happening with this Death card here? The Emperor is upright, yeah, because you have structure. Yeah, so when you have Temperance and when you have structure, you pay attention to it, right? So when you have Temperance, you're healing. When you have the Emperor, you have structure. That's how it goes. It's like, why are you doing it in one way or another? But then you pay attention on how it is, right? So it's like, you're going to do exactly what it takes, because the way how it seems to be, it's like, alright, I know what to do, I'm going to do it, but that's how it seems to be in that way. What's happening with this Hierophant? The Wheel of Fortune reverse, you're having bad luck. The Hangman reverse, there's no restrictions. The Magician is upright, there's skill. Yeah, because you pay attention. You pay attention because you have skill, you have the ability, you have the right and wrong perspective, but then you pay attention on how you're feeling in that way. It's like, alright, I know what to do, but then I have my own guidelines, I have the way how it goes. It's like why I'm having, when you have bad luck, it's like, why you're doing it. Why? Because you're trying to figure out what's going on in that way, and you know what it is in that way, right? What's happening with this temperance card on the right side? The devil is upright, there's violence, and the high priest is upright, there's, you're using your inner voice. That's how it goes. If you're saying that you're having violence, or you're, having negativity, or, you're being addicted to something, it's like, why are you doing it? Why? Because you're trying to be who you are. You're trying to, there's a good saying is nothing is impossible to make it possible, because you have to figure out what's going on, right? You try to have your own self-respect, your own way, your own guidelines, that's how it goes. So you have to know what's happening in that way, because you have to go with the flow. So let's see what's happening. Let's see who's on the left side, who's in the middle, who's on the right. So let's see who's on the left side. So the 8 of Fire is events moving at a fast pace, delays are over, many things happening at once. That's how it goes in that way, because you're trying to figure out why you're doing it, why you're trying to emphasize about what's going on. If you have a lot of things are on your plate, or things are going as planned or whatever, you know what to do. You're trying to emphasize of how you're feeling, because that's how it goes in that way. So on the left side, you could be dealing with another Leo, Aries, Sagittarius on that way. Okay? Who's in the middle? The 7 of Air. Plans that need revision, more going on than meets the eye, poor timing. Yeah, so it could be poor timing. It's like, why are you doing it? Why are you facing your own way? It's like, why? Because that's how it goes, right? This is not the truth reconciliation. It's not. But the way how this is, you're trying to do exactly what it takes. That's how it goes. So you can be dealing with another Gemini, Libra, Aquarius in that way. Okay? And last but not least, on the right side, you have the King of Air. Brilliant, impartial, professional, diplomatic. It says, speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice. Balance mental and emotional considerations. That's how it goes, right? So it's like, why are you kind of doing it in one way or another? You're trying to do exactly what it takes. You're trying to do exactly what you want. You're trying to get what you want. Because that's how it goes, right? So when things are not going as planned, it's like, why are you doing it? And that's how it is. So you can be dealing with another Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, so you have fire signs, air signs, and air signs. So 2 air signs in this picture here, and 1 fire sign in this situation. That's how it goes. But that's how it seems to be. Now, let's see what's going on for this universe. I'm going to go from the middle to the left, middle to the right. So we have the 8 of Swords reversed, there's no anxiety. Alright. The King of Cups reversed, there's no support. 9 of Pentacles reversed, there's trust. The 2 of Cups reversed, there's no relationships. Oh boy. The 6 of Wands reversed, there's achievement. Yeah, so when you have no support, when you have no anxiety, when you have trust, it's like, okay, this seems to be, alright, this is how it goes. But when you have no relationships, it's like, why are you not doing it? Why are you not, playing the source? So let me try to clarify this 2 of Cups here. So you have the 3 of Wands here, there's no communication. I see. The Queen of Pentacles over the stability. What's this 3 of Wands about? The 5 of Wands reversed, there's no chaos. The Strength card reversed, there's no bravery, so you're being scared. Page of Cups reversed, there's no loyalty. 3 of Swords, there's heartbreak. Alright, so that explains it. So you're feeling sad, you're whimpering, you're not being who you are. It's like, why? Like, this is how they are feeling, or the way how it goes is like, why? Because you're not having your own pride or your own situation about it. It's like, this is how it is in that way. It's like, why are you doing it? Because you have to face the ability head on. That's how it goes. What's happening between the middle and the right side, please? Ten of Swords, sorry, there's conclusion. Queen of Cups, sorry, there's empathy. Nine of Cups, there's no fulfillment. Temperance, there's no healing. Queen of Wands, there's no charisma. High Priestess, alright, you're going to be using your voice. Yeah, that's how it goes, right? So, if you're using empathy, you're using two sides of the story. One makes sense, one doesn't make sense. But that's how it goes, right? That's how it seems to be in that way. This is like, alright, this is how it goes, alright. So, you could be dealing with another Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio in that way, right? That's how it goes. What's in the middle of the situation? The Ten of Wands is already, yeah, there's burdens here. So when you have burdens, it's like, why are you having it in that way? It's like, you know, you're trying to face your own momentum, your own way about how it goes, right? This is the way it seems to be, but then how it goes, right? This is why you need to have your own comfort level, and you pay attention to what's going on that way, right? So this is how it goes. But before I let you all go, try to pay attention to what's happening in that way. Try to pay attention to what's going on, but then this is going to be in the way how it goes, right? So this is what it seems to be. This is the way how it happens. This is the way how it is, and this is how it is, right? So this is the way it seems to be. But you know, that's how it goes, and that's the way it happens. But then this is how it seems to be. So I hope you all like this video. Please give a like. Please leave a comment if you want, and thank you. And bye.